Hey guys, and welcome back for a hype, action-packed HFC Patreon Quick Look. Might be kind of overselling it, get ready to see me job a lot. And that's fine, because we're playing Kamen Rider Climax Fighters for the PS4. This was commissioned by Deimos, and I've got Mr. Keeper of the Kamen Rider lore himself, THD, with me. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing alright. I'm ready to dispense what I know about Kamen Rider, which admittedly is not a ton, but I do follow the series on and off, and I have seen a few completed series, so I can tell you a lot about the riders we have on offer here, and especially my favorites, other stuff, that kind of deal.
Okay, we're going to start off in free battle here, just to get to grips with the controls and whatnot, because, fuck a tutorial, am I right?
There we go. Alright, you picked the Banana Man. I don't know a ton about Kamen Rider game, admittedly, but they're samurai and they have fruit powers, and that's basically it. I'm sure there's more. Surely a simple description can't describe it, am I right?
Okay, and what about Ghost, mate?
Ghost, from what little I know again of Ghost, is that, he has, something called icons, which, give him different abilities based on different historical figures. I legit think, if I recall correctly, and I'm going to double check to make sure because I do have the wiki here, but I think he has an ability based on Thomas Jefferson. Let me go ahead and take a look. Or was it Newton? No, it was Isaac Newton, actually. Like, he has an Isaac Newton one. Let's see here.
God, it is a banana. I didn't notice it until we got the close-up.
Basically, what happens is that a fruit goes on their head and it unfolds into their armor, which is just ridiculous, I'll be honest with you.
Alright, you got your square for your basic attacks. You have things called skills, which I believe you have to use a meter for. That's the triangle button, and as you can see, it's pretty hype.
Okay, I'm just pulling up the icons here for that, because he did get a few, because it's all super collectible, or something like that. Gosh, that's a lot. Yep, I do have some. They've got 71 of these fucking things. Rodin, Vincent van Gogh, both of the Wright brothers, Caesar, good thing, Wyatt Earp, Jeanne d'Arc, some characters obviously from a Japanese one, Cleopatra, the very important one here. And a lot of these are Japanese people, but they do have Queen Elizabeth here as well, and George Washington, thank God.
Oh my god, you gotta stop with this nonsense. I'm not ready for such Kamen Rider shenanigans.
Man, Kamen Riders has gone admittedly pretty bunker over the years. I mean, you have to remember, originally... Now, look, Kamen Rider has always been a series about selling the toys, let's make no mistake, okay? Even back in the 80s, as simple as the Showa-era riders tend to be compared to the more recent ones, it was still about selling the toys. But, eventually, in this era, the Heisei era, it's getting to a point where they do some stupid fucking gimmicks. Like, they're like, okay, we gotta make up a new Kamen Rider. There's samurai, and there's fruit. It's like they pull two ideas out of a hat, put them together. There we go, Banana Ninja, or whatever we got going on here.
Well, we had Banana Man in the UK, so it's not too far-fetched, really. I've almost got my evolution / super meter full, so, ow. Maybe that'll do it. Yes, that anger is just what I needed.
Okay, that's actually a really cool looking final form. Like, that looks super rad, actually. He might have been an evil rider in the end, I'm not sure, but that actually looks really good.
Yeah, I'm kind of whomping ass over here. Okay, that was my super move and it completely whiffed, so whatever. At least I got a cool alternate form out of it.
Yeah, now it's back to the boring Banana Man, unfortunately. And then there's Ghost form, who has little sneakers on, I think, with how it's colored. It's so adorable. He tries.
I'm gonna stay over here while the CPU just dicks about. Oh, I'm actually kind of liking this now that I'm getting to grips with the controls and whatnot, because I'm gonna be honest, this is like take 3, and I was horrible the first couple of times, because I do not play arena fighters in the slightest. Like, I like Dissidia, don't get me wrong, but stuff like this, not really my bag, baby. You can probably tell.
They've been doing a lot of these days with these, a lot of these fighting games in Japan. A lot of them have become like these arena battle kind of things, which, I'm not sure how to feel about it, but I guess if it's playable and fun and decent enough with a strategy for that. Like, they have Gun and Versus, they got Dissidia. I think there's another one that's being made by the Namco people. There's this game, obviously. for that. It's a good go-to method if you need some kind of fighting game, but you don't actually want to make a fighting game, you know?
It seems like stunning them with square and following up with one of your skills is the best way to do things here. That was pretty fun, actually. Baron is a pretty good rider.
As much as you can, being Banana Man.
Indeed, indeed. Alright, let's go back to character select, and yes, I'll let you pick one specifically this time, Mr. Man.
Okay, well we're gonna have to go with my favorites, of course. Go up 1. And we're gonna go with Kamen Rider Double.
I'm gonna stick to random here for the enemy rider. Ooh.
Meteor, the secondary rider for Kamen Rider Forze. You've seen Forze in action. He was the dude who had the gigantic rocket he would put on as this guy right here, Forze, actually. That's him.
Oh, on the right, because we've already seen Ghost.
Yep, he had the thing where he put in the switches to change his limbs into different abilities. Like, for a while, Kamen Rider had a number scheme. It was double, focused on 2. 3 O's with 3 different medals for different parts of the body and different abilities. 4, Forze here, obviously. 5, not really having to do with number 5, but the symbol on the belt was a hand, and it would use different rings for that. Now, I actually really like Devil because his design is... A, it's a throwback to classic Showa riders for that. It's a lot more simple compared to the gaudy shit you get. And B, it's actually 2 people in one suit. Each side controls a half. And he can see, as you can see here, he switches out the different halves for different abilities using something called Gaia memories. So that's Luna Trigger right there, and each Gaia memory has its own ability. But the main forms he tends to use are Cyclone Joker, this one, Heat Metal with the stick, Luna Trigger with the gun. Here's his super for that, which actually hit pretty good, nicely done. I know he has his super form in this one, Cyclone Joker Extreme. I do not see Fang Joker, however, which is the mid-season upgrade, which is like makes him black and white and gives him like blade and cutting attack, which just looks sick in my opinion. Fang Joker actually looks super cool. So I'm kind of disappointed that that wasn't the final form. But still, I mean, I really like Double a lot. It was my first Kamen Rider I really finished. I started with Decade. I did not finish it because Decade pissed me the fuck off like crazy. And Decade was actually mixed in reception. So much so that it did not finish a complete series. They actually stopped it midway through and finished it with the movie.
Oh.
And that's, yeah, that kind of thing. But Double was actually really popular. Double showed up in, like, multiple movies after this. Like, even some of the side characters. The secondary rider is Excel, and he got his own movie, actually. Kamen Rider Excel in the movie is hilarious because it's just him beating the shit out of everybody. That's literally the movie. He just fist fights everybody, not even morphed. He just kicks everybody's asses. It's hilarious.
Ooh, super form, go now.
Extreme's got this tiny little shield. It's adorable.
Let's see if this actually hits this time.
Hopefully it does. Let's see what we got.
Whiff.
It's really hard to land those kicks, yeah, because I've seen you do it over multiple takes. It's just really hard, I think, in general, just to kind of land them. I probably would struggle with them too.
Yeah, it's fine. Double's super form, I actually know through a Sonic Colors edit video, where they take the finale, the Japanese version finale, of Sonic Colors, like laser, drill, spike, rocketo, and they overdub it for like Double doing like maximum cycle, etc.
Yeah, because the announcer for the Wisp in Japan was the same belt announcer in Kamen Rider Double who announced all the Gaia memories. And that announcer is hype, so I was actually really glad to see that.
You cannot escape, Mr. Man. I will spam you to death, although he's got a pretty good spamming kick himself.
Meteor's a big martial artist. He's got a lot of Jet Li inspired stuff for that. Oh, you're already going super again. And that's his prism laser that he can do with his dinky little shield. It's so adorable.
Nice.
Other series I finished with Kamen Rider were O's, the series after this. I watched a bit of Wizard and then quit. Apparently Wizard was not good. I got bored with it after a while, admittedly. And I also finished Agito, early Heisei era Kamen Rider, which I actually recommend to people who aren't normally Kamen Rider fans because it focuses less on selling you the toys And it's more about, actually, it's an interesting mystery story with interesting characters, and it's a lot more serious than the kind of shows we would get these days for that. It's not perfect. Admittedly, the ending is a little rushed and kind of shitty, I admit, but it's actually a really satisfying show. I was hooked on Agito. And if you're looking for a good kind of mystery, modern fantasy kind of series for that, I actually recommend that. It's hard. It was hard to get subs of that, though, at the time. I think it's actually been resubbed recently, but when I was watching it, it was actually kind of hard to get it. You know what I mean? So you might have better luck now for that, but I actually really recommend Agito. Great show.
Alright, we are using Kamen Rider Drive this time. Is that the dude with, like, the wheel around his chest?
Yes, that is a drive. He can switch out his different wheels, and he's got little slot cars in his morpher for that, because, of course, every Kamen Rider has a stupid gimmick for that. It's like, this one is slot cars, and I'm like, sure, let's run with that, you know?
Yeah, why not?
I'm not affected by those at all, he said, pulling out his Trigger Gaia memory that he literally has right here that he bought because he likes Trigger so much.
What about the dude we're opposing, then? Wizard.
Wizard was that series I cut. I actually really like Wizard's design. I thought the ring gimmick was pretty good for that. His weapons are pretty cool for that. But again, the series was apparently just not very good. And from what I watched, yeah, a lot of the characters were kind of lame off of that. Now, that reminds me, though, my big involvement with Kamen Rider was that, and I don't know if I've showed you these. I think you've seen them, but I haven't shown you directly. But when O's was running, there was a character on it that everybody called Cake Boss. Because A, he would bake cakes all the time, and B, he was constantly screaming. All of the time. He was bizarre. So I actually did a series of edits where I would go through each episode where he was in, and he would just shout the most incoherent shit. And I would do that, I did that all on 4chan. And those edits are still up, actually, like, on the internet for that. So I had a lot of fun with that one. I actually did it a while for Wizard as a younger version of that character, but that didn't really pan out, and I just quit after a while for that, because again, Wizard is kind of, I had a lot of fun with those. That's like my main Kamen Rider. It got so great, actually. This legit happened. When I was watching O's, I was following subs from a group called Overtime. That's what it's called. They took one of the edits I did. They were called Cake Boss. They took one of them and voice acted it and put it on their website as a thing you could actually download as an April Fool's Day joke. I just like, that makes me feel good. No, it was a huge honor. It really was. And that wasn't even one of my funnier edits. I actually thought that edit was kind of written like shit. But still, it was this huge, tremendous honor, actually, and it was really great.
Oh, please don't move out of the way of this.
Just look at him jiggle.
Okay, I was wondering if I could have any extra input to that, and turns out I can. I'm loving these rider kicks. No.
Oh, no, you're super vulnerable. Oh, no, he got you.
Yeah, it's fine, I have another life left.
I guess they're like stocks, you know, like Smash Brothers kind of style.
Get out of here with your fucking flaming rider kick. I am the man in control here.
Just hit him with absolutely everything. Just kill that man.
This game seems to really favour the rushdown technique. Like, once you stun them, just go in for like a follow-up.
That's true. It's not exactly a polished game by any means. It is a Kamen Rider game that they made for the cash.
Alright, let's try out mission mode. We already have played a few of these, but there's another, like, bunch of them, so we shall see what those entail. There is very basic, like, Legends matchups, so, like, Build versus X-Aid, etc., with the most basic of explanation as to why they're fighting, but, yeah, you can't have a properly fleshed out campaign every, licensed game, I suppose.
So I want to give you a bit of trivia, and actually, you know what, I think you told me about this, but I will reiterate for the audience. There was, we're talking about Master Rider again, because I like making you guys suffer. As you know, the big thing about that is that the Master Rider character, Dix, he lands on Earth, he gets an adopted family, that kind of thing. Now, it was a very politically correct kind of family at the time, because even back in the 90s, they were doing that shit. And one of the characters was, his adopted mother was Asian. Now, she looked to be an older woman. During the time of filming, that woman was actually 17 years old.
Huh.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. The fact that I never thought she was 17, but here we are. Apparently it was that way, so...
What does that have to do with Masked Rider being politically correct, exactly?
Well, it was an Asian mother, it was a white, fat guy for a dad, and they had, I think, a normal daughter and, like, a little black boy.
Okay.
And then Fergus, who, let's be honest, he needs the help.
Yeah, yes he does. Oh, okie dokie. Let's see. That fruit dude on the right is Gaim, right?
Yes, that's Gaim, and I missed the other guy.
It's fine, because we're playing as Beast now. I have no knowledge about him whatsoever, even tangentially.
Beast is the, one of the secondary riders, okay, the secondary rider for Wizard for that, and, his, more advanced form gives him, like, that little, what's that called? The mantle? Where it's got the little cape going down the shoulder? I think that's a mantle. Beast isn't really a bad rider. I haven't seen a ton about him, but other than that, I think his design looks pretty good. I thought the mantle versions of him look pretty good as well.
There you go. I don't like shockwaves, but if I can use them against my enemy, you can bet your ass that I will.
He just fell flat on his face, fucking.
Nice. Okay, you can change moves by holding like a different direction on, you know, the stick when you're pressing triangle, but I usually tend to mash the same move because I'm pleb tier like that.
So I guess he's got different ones, like, I'm trying to remember the different animals he has or his animals. He's got a chameleon one, I think he has a bull one, a lion one, that kind of thing.
It's a pity you can't hit them when they're down, but if the enemy could do that to you, it might be a bit unfair, you know?
Yeah, probably. You just go ba 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 ba.
Well, I guess he's a beast, so... Seems a bit happy for a guy called Beast, now that I think about it.
As long as he's having a good time killing people, it's great, it's fine.
Right, so that was pretty easy. I'm seeing a hard version of there, so let's... Actually, no, fuck it. I'm a man. Battle between riders. Ryuki gets embroiled in a war among riders. He throws himself into the center in order to stop the fighting.
He's gonna fight Decade, isn't he? Ugh.
You got a problem with Decade?
I have a few. Also, Decade was supposed to be the destroyer of worlds, so...
I did like the concept of him, like, getting different rider powers or suits and whatnot. That was what Decade was all about, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, because he was prophesized to be the destroyer of worlds and shit like that, and, you know, he would go across different dimensions to get different abilities, meet different alternate universe riders. Not like the official ones for that, because that ain't working out.
Yeah, I get you. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can stop all the fighting.
Probably not. I mean, without fighting, Kamen Rider doesn't really have a lot of mileage, let's be honest.
Alright, oh, okay, I thought we were going to play as Ryuki, but we're just build. Eh, no skin off my nose.
Well, he's peaceful, beat the shit out of him.
I will, but he's got a sick dragon.
Well, that's no excuse.
Ah, nope. Okay, you win this round, Ryuki. But I have guns. Maybe you should invest in a blaster or two.
Guns do tend to help most of the time.
Okay, he's kicking the shit out of me. Gotta be more careful here. You ever been comboed with a dragon, Hell Dragon?
Well, there was that one awkward summer, but I try not to talk about it.
Yeah, he's really destroying me here. I can see why they call this hard.
There you go. Hey, he was like, I'm a man, I can take it. No, you can't. Neither can I.
He just kind of stood there and took that, so you know what? I'm not going to complain.
Just hang back and shoot him bricks over and over.
Don't let him get his dragon off, I think is the lesson we need to learn here. Alright, I think he's almost dead.
Hit and run tactic seemed to work pretty good. Well, shit.
I guess the fighting's over now.
There we go. We finally ended it. No more Kamen Riders. Thank God.
It technically was a battle between riders, because there were two of them there. We got Ryuki's mask. I just tore it off his suit.
Just rip that shit off. It's over. He's done.
I'm pretty sure all these items are for your online avatars, so what have we got here? Oh god, this one actually goes for a while. These people will never choose human lives over money. This one intrigues me, so we'll do this and then go back to free battle. And do a few more there, and that'll call it, I think. Right, we have Birth on the left here. Do you know who he is?
He is the second rider of Kamen Rider Os. There was one version of him where one of the secondary characters was going to be him, but Cake Boss didn't think he was ready, so he actually hired some bum named Data Cure or whatever, who was like, he wanted to make like $1 million being this hitman. Well, no, he wasn't a hitman. He's just, so he works at Birth for a while, and his main purpose was to actually train Goto, that was the secondary character, to take up the mantle. But then there was another version of the system that came out, so both of them were actually running around as Kamen Rider Birth at the end of the series.
Okay. All of that just went completely over my head, but it is Sentai, so I'll allow it. Okay, who are we playing as here? Ah, it's a 4-for-all. Hibiki. I haven't actually played as him yet.
Hibiki was actually like a huge departure from the standard Kamen Rider series, to the point where people liked it and people hated it at the same time, and ultimately near the end of the series it kind of went back to a more traditional Kamen Rider. For that, it's very divided, but from what I've heard about Hibiki, it was actually a pretty good series, for at least the first part of it.
Okay, these can get very chaotic very fast, so I'm going to have to be careful here. That was just me being plain Anton, though, so that's what I'm talking about. He's using, like, traditional Japanese drums and whatnot. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, Hibiki is not a normal Kamen Rider. He's actually, he's a demon, I think, and he just uses sound waves. He hits like a little sound instrument in order to create the sounds he needs in order to turn into Hibiki. And all the riders in that series have different instruments as their weapons. One of them has a guitar, Hibiki's got drums and shit, that kind of deal.
Damn, man. Gotta get into the groove. I've got different combos based on whether I attack in the ground and in the air, as one would expect. He interrupted my drums. Nobody interrupts my drums.
That's not how the concert's supposed to go.
Oh, I can keep that going by continually pressing triangle. That's pretty cool.
Well, damn, you killed that guy too.
Get a bit of a super form thing. Oh, that's cool.
This is armed Hibiki, which just gives him a sword, and that's kind of his power.
Thankfully, this doesn't seem like a rider kick, so yeah, I didn't whiff it. I win. Nice. Hibiki's pretty cool. I like him.
Yeah, I'd have to learn more about him, I think, to kind of pass true judgment on that. The suit always kind of has a little bit of a pushback with me. But again, Hibiki was apparently pretty good, at least starting off.
Alright, I think that's enough of mission mode for now, so let's go back. And it has to load. And we'll go to free battle. Pick a Kamen Rider, Mr. Man. Say it with your heart.
Let's see who's coming up here. Let's go with, let's go, up 2 and left 2. Fives, yep, let's go with fives.
And Ghost again. Let's make this quicker. Only the strongest can survive here. Whether I win or lose, we have 3 battles left, so let's try and make it a best 2 out of 3 thing.
Oh, you know what? I did find a Durian Rider.
Oh wow, nice. Huh. Not sure how to feel about Pfizer's design.
Fighters is a pretty good design. Like, I like the streamlined nature of it, and he has this cool ability. You know, he's got Fi's Axel, where his chest plates open up, does like shoulder pads, and he can move super fast, but only for 10 seconds for that.
Alright, I'm just trying to bait him into a thing. There we go. Booyah. He's down right now, so I'm gonna run away. Right, we've got a shockwave. Ghost can levitate, as ghosts are wont to do. Oh, that traps him. That's pretty cool, actually. I can follow up. Well, if I was competent, which I'm not. Right, come on. You gotta learn to dodge, Tom. You gotta learn to dodge. That's when you counter. There you go, Tom. I'm doing it. I'm living it large. I'm living it large. Ow. Yeah, that's I should avoid that, because I've only got one life to live here. I don't think I'm even going to get to activate Pfizer's sparking mode or whatever here.
Which is Axel, probably, so...
I'm not entirely sure how Pfizer's moves work, but like I said, best 2 out of 3 here, so I ain't got time to be all fighting game community on this guy. Oh, that was a bad idea. Very bad idea. There you go. Hit him with a shockwave, and I win. I have won. His eyes are very large.
They're super huge eyes, yes.
Return to character select. Who you got in mind this time?
Let me see. Go with, you know what? Pick, let's go down 1, and let's pick him.
Okay, Axel it is. And we're against Beast. I'm going to put it on 2 this time, just so I can see his special. We'll see who is truly the Beast and who is truly the man during this fight. God, X-Age, you look like such a tool. So what's Axel's theme, mate, beyond speed?
Well, he's pretty speed-based. He can turn into a motorcycle. Don't ask. It doesn't look very good. And, he has different Gaia memories based on different engines. There's jet engine, there's steam, and then there's electric for that. He puts them in his sword and he gets different abilities as a result. His big deal is that his family was killed by a guy who used the dopant memory for weather. To become the weather dopant, and then that was his theme for a while. So I gotta kill this guy, that's pretty much all I do. And then he finally kills that guy after he gets an upgrade. And then, but the series wasn't quite over, so he kind of stumbles around for a little bit, not quite sure what to do with the character yet. And then ultimately it got to a point where another one of their allies kind of wanted to kill the main bad guys as well. For that, but who was her family, so there's kind of a reason. Axel is like, well, no, you know, you don't have to be this murderous guy like I did after having killed the person who murdered my family, and that was pretty much his story at that point. And they made a movie with him, and pretty much his movie is just him beating the shit out of everybody. Like, he doesn't even morph, he just fucking wrecks everybody's noise in that film. And he gets a form in it called Excel. I don't know, it's this, but it turns yellow and he loses the big floppy shoulder pads. Let me look that up really quick. Excel something or other.
Oh, getting close to that evolution gauge being full.
There you go. His forms are... because it was only in that one movie. Oh, it was Booster. That was the form, where he had, like, booster jets on his back and chest.
Right. Alright, super mode has been engaged, and I'm really fast now, that's great.
Yeah, that's Trial. Trial is hype. Oh, it's a super standoff.
He won. Come on, get up.
Let's see if he can land it. This will be good if it lets. Oh no.
I'm not entirely sure what actually happened there, but it's fine, because I've won anyway.
There you go. You pulled through.
See, that's the thing when you're a speedy guy. You can't dwell on your failures, you just run forward to the next failure. Right, last one, mate, and we're gonna go random this time. Alright, give me something good. Wizard. No comment on that, because I don't want to piss off any fans of Wizard. Okay, that's that. 2 lives, infinite time. Let's do this. So what's that ring Wizard's always wearing?
Well, his ring is kind of his, that's the main henshin gimmick, where he has different rings that uses different spells, access different forms, that kind of deal. So he's in the flame form right now. They got forms for different elements. They got one based on some dragon power he has. He's got a diamond form as well for that. They gave him a lot of fucking forms. And
what about this dude, Kuga?
Kuga, I don't know a ton about Kuga. He was like the first rider after Kamen Rider Black. It went for a while. There wasn't really like a new Kamen Rider series, and Kuga was sort of kind of it wasn't really, I wouldn't really call it a reboot for that. It was just like a new Kamen Rider series that they were doing, and it's just more fantasy mystical elements for that. It gets kind of serious at some point. And originally it was supposed to be kind of a shared universe kind of deal with like, you know, Agito actually mentions a few things about Kuga. Like, it references a few of the aspects of Kuga in there. But then when Ryuki came around and just started doing its own thing for that. But, Kuga was always kind of interesting to me in that I probably should watch it one of these days. He has a really kind of simple suit and simple forms. But, he actually becomes, like, ludicrously powerful as part of the main series. Is that, they're fighting against these guys who kind of treat battle like a game. They have to fight with each other for that, and of course it's threatening the human race. They turn out to be part of it in some way, that kind of deal. And here, his final form is like, it's basically his suit but black, like completely black, with a few extra stylized stuff. And it actually looks, it's simple but super effective, because he, like I'm telling you, he's ludicrously powerful in that form. Now, I bring this up because Decade, and it's always Decade's fault, that's actually a running joke in the series where a guy keeps running around saying that everything is Decade's fault.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, Narutaki for that. There it is. That's Ultimate Kuga for that. Like, Ultimate Kuga looks really good, actually. It's simple but effective. Now, Perfect Ultimate Kuga, I think it was called Perfect Ultimate, is the one they introduced in Decade. It looks like shit. It's the pointiest golden motherfucker beetle shit they got, and it looks completely ugly. Like, this form is just perfect. It's simple but effective.
Nice, 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 nice! That's what I call a combo.
Killed that man.
Been trying, believe you me. That's the opposite of trying, Tom. Come on now. I love his flaming cartwheel into a rider kick, that's great. Ow. So disrespectful. Should just let me win all the time.
What a nerd, am I right?
So basically, if you learned anything from Kamen Rider Climax Fighters, it's that you should spam, but throw in a different direction every so often, because yeah, you don't want to like be too repetitive, otherwise the CPU will take advantage of that.
As it's doing now. Oh my goodness.
It's cool. I'm down right now. I activated my scaly form, and everything came through.
Yeah, because he's got like dragon powers, like I said.
So close to evolution. He doesn't seem to have like any guard against that. Dodge this. Bye.
That man may be dead. Well, he's almost dead, but he's very close to being dead.
One more life? Yes, one more life.
Make it so.
Figured we'd go all out with a full like stock for the last one, and he seems to agree. He's not giving an inch here. Super right away, very nice. I was like a mole there, that was interesting.
Oh, you may want to block this.
I was just out of range, it's fine. Gotta remember the basic combos, Tom. It can't all be skills 24/7, you know? Finally, I connected with the yellow form. I can die happy. Right, come on, Tom, back off. Getting too hype here.
Give him some room to breathe. It's okay. We can't have too much fun. We just gotta back off. Take it some time.
Yeah, I ain't giving you an inch, Mr. Man. Bye.
There you go.
I had to finish with a rider kick. There was no other way.
It was only appropriate.
So that has been our quick look on Kamen Rider Climax Fighters. What do you think of it, mate?
I mean, you know, hey, if you're a Kamen Rider fan and it's cheap, go ahead and get it. I mean, don't go in expecting anything great or in-depth or super developed for that. But if you want a game just to fuck around in, hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a fan service sort of game, and I don't know if I'd recommend it to fighting game enthusiasts, because it honestly feels a bit clunky at times. Maybe that's just my lack of proficiency with arena fighters and such, but I feel there's like enough variety here to at least have some fun if you get it second hand and whatnot. So check out Play Asia, I guess. No, I'm not being sponsored by them, only by my patrons. And here they are, in scrolling credit form. Don't you just love that guy? What about that guy? And that guy? God, I hope this syncs up. But yes, thanks once again, Deimos, for commissioning this. If you guys want your own quick look, well, you're going to have to cough up the cash to help support HFC. Click the link in the video description, check the tier prices and such, and who knows, maybe I'll be covering a game you want in a HFC Patreon quick look very soon. And by very soon, I mean in a month or so. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.